1 minute.
All right, I'd like to call the Planning Commission regular meeting to order for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. Please stand and follow along for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Secretary, please call the roll.
Moriali?
Here.
Denham?
Here.
Kendrick?
Here.
Hillis?
Here.
Seitz?
Here.
Frederickson?
Here.
Dieger?
Here.
Hayes?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. This is a time in our meeting where members of the public can speak regarding city business that this Planning Commission has jurisdiction or authority to take action on, which is not listed on the agenda for public hearing. Each person wishing to speak during public comment must personally sign up prior to the opening of the commission meeting and shall provide their name to bring before the commission. No person shall be allowed to speak who did not personally sign up and request the opportunity to speak. No question shall be asked of a commission member except through and with the permission of the chairperson or presiding officer. We ask that you're mindful of everyone's time and refrain from making comments that are repetitive and keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. For any meeting where 10 or more speakers sign up to speak, the time shall be reduced to a 3-minute limit. Secretary, do we have anyone wanting to speak?
No speakers.
With no speakers, we'll move on to the first item on the regular agenda, which is the approval of Planning Commission minutes for the May 11th, 2026 special meeting. Has the commission had a chance to review the minutes, and are there any comments, concerns, or questions regarding the minutes? Seeing none, I'll now entertain a motion to approve the May 11th, 2026 special meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Secretary, call the vote.
Roll call vote. Moriali?
Yes.
Denham?
Yes.
Kendrick?
Yes.
Hillis?
Yes.
Seitz?
Yes.
Frederickson?
Yes.
Dieger?
Yes.
Hayes? Result of the vote, 8 votes yea, 0 nay. Motion carried.
The first item on the public hearing is a request for a final plat for the Longstone 2 subdivision located at 622 South Sunshine, Branson, Missouri 65616. Can I get a motion to bring this item to the floor? Do I have a second?
Second.
We'll now open the public hearing for this item. Would staff like to provide information on the item?
Christina, your mic's not working.
How about now? Oh, there we go, perfect. Good evening, Planning Commission members. This item before you this evening is SD 25-19, a request for approval of a final plat for the Longstone 2 subdivision located at 622 South Sunshine Street. The applicant is Kevin Garnett and Roland Norsworthy of Miko Engineering Company, and the owner is Brent Long. The property is currently zoned low-density residential, and the future intent of the subdivision is a single-family residential development. By way of background, the overall Longstone 2 subdivision includes approximately 11 acres and was previously reviewed as a preliminary plat. The preliminary plat contemplated a total of 35 single-family lots with approximately 3.16 acres of private open space. The proposed overall density is approximately 3.18 dwelling units per acre, which is below the maximum density permitted in the low-density residential zoning district. This item was advertised in the Branson Tri-Lakes News on May 16, 2026, and mailers were sent to the adjacent property owners. Here we have an overview of the location. The subject property is located near the northeast corner of South Sunshine Street and South Street, adjacent to Highway 65. The site is currently vacant and undeveloped. The surrounding zoning is low-density residential on all sides, Existing land uses to the north, west, and south are primarily single-family residential. To the east is Highway 65. These views provide additional context for the site and surrounding area, including the relationship of the property to Highway 65, South Sunshine Street, South Street, Lee Avenue, and the surrounding residential neighborhoods. This property is currently zoned as low-density residential. The proposed zoning is low-density residential. The existing land use is vacant. And as you can see from the map, the site does contain or directly abuts all required utilities for a residential subdivision. The Community Plan 2030 future land use map also designates this area as low-density residential. The proposed use is consistent with that designation. The preliminary plat for Longstone 2 was previously recommended for approval by the Planning Commission on October 7, 2025, and was subsequently approved by the Board of Aldermen on October 14, 2025. There were no additional conditions of approval requiring resolution prior to that final consideration. The item before the Planning Commission tonight is the final plat for Phase 1. Phase 1 includes 9 lots, along with the street and access improvements necessary to support this phase of the development. Staff reviewed the final plat under the major subdivision procedures in Section 94-8 of the Branson Municipal Code. The required review criteria include whether the final plat complies with the conditions of approval or of the preliminary plat, whether the layout and design are in substantial compliance with the approved preliminary plat, whether required improvement plans have been reviewed and approved, and whether required improvements have either been completed and accepted by the city or secured through acceptable financial security. For Longstone 2, staff finds the proposed final plat for Phase 1 remains in substantial compliance with the approved preliminary plat. The lot layout, street networks, and access points remain consistent with the approved subdivision design. The applicant has submitted construction plans for the required infrastructure improvements, and those plans have been reviewed and approved by the appropriate city departments. The remaining item is a final financial security documentation associated with the required infrastructure improvements. Under Section 94-8, those improvements must either be completed and accepted by the city or secured through an acceptable final financial guarantee. Staff anticipates completion of those items prior to consideration by the Board of Aldermen through the consent agenda process. Staff recommends approval of the request with the following conditions. Prior to the final reading of the ordinance approving the final plat, the applicant shall provide all required financial security documentation for the required infrastructure improvements. This may include an acceptable performance bond, cash escrow, or equivalent guarantee in a form approved by the city and consistent with Section 94-8 of the Branson Municipal Code. Prior to the final reading of the ordinance approving the final plat, the applicant shall obtain all required public works permits and provide satisfactory security guaranteeing installation of the required improvements. The applicant may proceed with construction of permitted public work improvements. However, the city will not accept the infrastructure until the final plat is recorded and the required maintenance guarantee is provided. No building permit shall be issued for any lots within the subdivision until the minimum required street and water improvements are completed in accordance with city code. And with that, staff is available for any questions.
Would the applicant like to speak on this item? Okay. Do any of the commissioners have any comments or questions?
Mr. Chair, I move amend Resolution SD 2519. There's Section 3, first paragraph, fourth line, to add, prior to the final reading of the ordinance approving the final plat, the applicant shall provide all required financial security documentation, including an acceptable performance bond or equivalent guarantee in a form approved by the city attorney.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion among the commissioners?
I would just make sure that your second is through the microphone. I didn't hear that go through the microphone.
I second that.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the only thing that we're adding to that section is the last 5 words approved by the city attorney. Was the rest of that already in there, or is the?
A version of this, an amended version of this was supplied to every commissioner, and it is the entire highlighted section.
Okay, the whole highlighted section. Thank you, Commissioner Denham. We've got a motion and a second. If there's no more discussion, then we'll proceed to a vote. Call the vote.
Okay, so this is a vote for the amendment for subsection 3, first paragraph. Do we have, so we have a first and a second. Okay, Moriarty,
Yes.
Denham,
Yes.
Kendrick,
Yes.
Hillis,
Yes.
Seitz,
Yes.
Frederickson,
Yes.
Dieger,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Result of the vote, 8 votes yea, 0 nay. Motion carried.
All right, now is an opportunity for public comment on this request, on the amended item before us. Do we have any comments from the public? If there are any comments, please come down to the podium and fill out the sign-in sheet. Before your comment, please state your name and address. There will be a 5-minute time limit. One last time for any comments from the public. All right, hearing none, I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, please consider if this item has met all necessary criteria as stated in Chapter 94 of the Branson Municipal Code. I'll now entertain a motion to approve or deny the request for a final plat for the Longstone 2 subdivision located at 622 South Sunshine, Branson, Missouri 65616. Can I get a motion to bring this item to the floor?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Secretary, please call the vote.
Okay, this is a vote for a request for a final plat for the Longstone 2 subdivision located at 622 Sunshine, Branson, Missouri 656, as amended. Moriarty,
Yes.
Denham,
Yes.
Kendrick,
Yes.
Hillis,
Yes.
Seitz,
Yes.
Frederickson,
Yes.
Dieger,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Motion of the vote, 8 votes yea, 0 nay. Motion carried.
Staff, do you have any reports for the commission?
Just wanted to send out a quick reminder to everybody that the special meeting of the Planning Commission is on Monday, June 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. That is to go over the public hearing on the Branson Meadows TIF final plan development.
Thank you. Any reports from any of the commissioners? Seeing none, I'll make a quick report. We had a great meeting. Vice Chair Frederickson and I had a great meeting with staff earlier today. We talked a lot to them about what we wanted to see moving forward, maybe from some of the meetings. One of the desires by the Board of Aldermen, and I know a lot of planning staff, has been to really look into the planning and zoning code here in Branson. I made a recommendation that we could get some of those code recommendations before our commission, have hearings on those, have discussions, and then see if we want to recommend some of those to the Board of Aldermen. The board's very busy, staff is very busy. I think that would be good for us on nights when we have a pretty light agenda to consider some of those and help kind of flesh those out and help the board along with some of those P&Z code changes that we all know needed to come. So they were great with that. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of those on the agenda, and I think that will help with the overall health of the city and the code that we've got before us. So appreciate all your service. With that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Secretary, please call the vote.
Moriarty,
Yes.
Denham,
Yes.
Kendrick,
Yes.
Hillis,
Yes.
Seitz,
Yes.
Frederickson,
Yes.
Dieger,
Yes.
Ong. Oh, not here. Hayes.
Yes.
Okay, result of the vote, 8 votes yea, 0 nay. Motion carried at 6:13 p.m.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you for your time, commissioners.